Welcome back. We're sitting here talking to Durant head basketball coach Brian Timmerman, and now we're going to focus on the actual competition. We got underway this week, a nice home win, 64-47 over Tipton. I think this marks the fifth game in a row that you guys have beat a Tipton team. The last time Tipton has beat a Durant team dates all the way back to January of 2010. So it's good to get the season going, and now practice probably shifts. Things probably shift once the games start going now. Mm-hmm. What did you take from the game on Tuesday?
Well, it was a good start for us. We got off to a good start in the first quarter, and I saw some good things from the boys and some things we need to work on. The rebounding was a pleasant surprise. Matt and Justin, anchored that, and the big thing is, getting position and using your body to get position, whether you're going to need to. And I told them, especially on free throws, that ball should be able to bounce, before we need to get it. And it was we didn't rebound very well at our scrimmage, so it was something that we really worked on Monday. Justin might not be 6'5" or 6'6" like some of the big guys in the conference, but he's wide and he's got a big body, so that helps him out on the boards. And when he does go up for those boards, he goes up aggressive, and that's really good. And Matt did a good job too. And sometimes the ball bounces to you, and that helps out.
And say after the game, we talked about Schaefer having a big wingspan, and his arms are very big, and sometimes when you're a larger guy, maybe your arms aren't as big. So that has to be an advantage. And Matt seemed to be a lot of effort. A lot of effort gets you rebounds too.
Yeah, I was proud to see the guys on the floor diving for balls and going all out to get loose balls or 50-50 rebounds that could have went either way. Whether we're reaching to get it or going over somebody's back, they're not fouls unless you make contact. And if you can jump over and reach over a smaller guy, if we don't make contact, it's not a foul. And they went hard, and they played aggressive and played to how the game was officiated, and that was really good to see.
Who I haven't looked at the stats as far as scoring or anything. I mean, do you have any of that you'd like to share?
Yeah, Vaughn led us with 21, and then Matt had 19, which was a big surprise, and it was a pleasant surprise, obviously.
That seems like a quiet night. I didn't think he had that many, but
yeah.
Of course, I'm still learning some faces with numbers too.
Yeah, he only had 2 on Saturday at the scrimmages. We played 2 games. He had a total of 2 points. So it was a different style of game, than we played Minneapolis and Holy Trinity at the scrimmage. But that was good to see. And we aren't going to rely on that every night. But we want Matt to score as much as he can. And then Adam Bartenhagen had 8, and Logan and Brett both had 6, and then Justin had 4. Good balanced scoring.
And say you also got everybody in, kind of a short bench due to other circumstances. But I mean, everybody got in. Yeah, like you said, a lot of not just 2 or 3 guys scoring. So I mean, that's going to make things tough on other teams as you go on.
Yeah, I think Jay Randolph's been battling some health issues. So once he gets back healthy, he'll be able, and come to practice all the time. He'll be able to help us out if anybody gets in foul trouble. And his time will come. He's a hard worker.
Tipton, on the flip side, I mean, they're still looking for their first win in some time, unfortunately. They were doing everything they could out there. They were shuffling people in. They were trying to push the tempo and attack and stuff. Does it mean anything extra to get a conference win right off the bat? I mean, a lot of times, there's always the cliche, you want to win all your conference home games and then split the road games to have a shot.
Mhm.
Is that kind of mentality you guys take, or you prefer to probably win all the games? I'm not not taking away anything from that, but how do you? Opening against a conference team versus a non-conference team, is there anything to that?
Oh, I'd probably rather open non-conference, but as long as we get the win, doesn't really matter to me. But just playing against a non-conference team kind of sees where you're at before you start the conference schedule. But that's fine. Getting the win was big, and we'll take it game by game.
Kind of picks up from here. You guys go to Washington Friday, Bellevue Marquette Saturday, then at North Cedar the following Tuesday. 3 road games, not much practice time between there.
We're home against North Cedar on Tuesday.
Okay, we'll start it over.
Okay.
Things kind of pick up from here. You have 2 road games, and you start back in conference with one of the usually favorites in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Friday at Washington, Saturday at Marquette, Bellevue Marquette, and then back here against 4 straight time champion North Cedar. So is it just roll the ball out and play? Because there's not much practice time between there.
Yeah. Well, we'll practice tonight and Monday. So 3 games and 2 practices in 6 days. And long road trips all the way to Washington. We're going to play 3 games fresh off JV and varsity. That's a long road trip down and back.
Great.
And then a quick turnover, especially for the JV kids. I think they got the bus at 10:45, and that's on Saturday morning. So we're going to have to get the blue away jerseys washed and dried in time. It's hardly enough time to do that before they board the bus again for Bellevue Marquette, which is another over an hour drive. But my thing is, where would you rather be in just at the beginning of winter? Where would you rather be but a gym, watching some basketball, playing some basketball, being around your friends? I think it'll be a good experience for us. You like to kind of get those out of the way. Then we get those 2 out of the way, and then our longest road trip's probably Mid-Prairie. Comanche's coming here, Cowweed's coming here, and Bellevue's coming here, so it'll be smooth sailing from there, hopefully.
Now you guys have had Washington on schedule as long as I can remember, and in recent years, whether it's Marquette or Bellevue, branching out to play some of those teams can only help here early on. Do you see anything with those games, or are you guys still in the mode of taking care of yourself?
Oh, we always want to focus on what we do first, but we early, I'm not going to get a chance to scout. Obviously, Tipton, it was their first game, and then Washington, they played Mid-Prairie. I think
It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, they let 48, 46, 47, 49, something like that. So kind of low scoring, especially for Washington, Mid-Prairie. They both like to press a little bit. But yeah, I'll take a look at what they did last year and who graduated and try to find the box score on that Mid-Prairie Washington game and get the matchups down and go from there. And then quick turnaround, Bellevue Marquette. They're much improved. We didn't play them last year. We played them 2 years ago, and that was at their place. And they're much improved. I think they had a lot of young guys playing back then, and now those guys are seniors.
And this is Coach Squire's last season.
Yeah,
So
I saw
they had
him.
some extra.
I saw him over the summer, and I told him congrats. And my high school coach, Jerry Pettigrew, he said that this was his last season as well.
Oh wow!
And then he came back and said he's going to come back probably. So I told Coach Squires, I was joking with him, saying, "Well, you said it's your last season, but we don't really know that, But
Maybe a good state run would
yeah,
change your mind or something.
or a good freshman class,
Yeah, that's true.
something like that. But it'll be a real honor to coach against Coach Squires in his last season, and it'd be even better if we can beat him.
Then you turn around and I guess to be the best, you have to beat the best. And North Cedar in the past 4 years has, at the end of the season, been the best standing-wise in the CBC. So I know you had a chance to see them. So it's kind of a nice little test right off the bat. I mean, they've had some good players. They're kind of a team in transition with a lot of their scoring and all their stuff coming back from last year are gone for graduation and stuff. Jordan Hayes at Upper Iowa now playing basketball. So some same faces, but also different roles. It'll be interesting to see how that, at the end of the season, how it progressed. But immediately here, they play an interesting style.
Yeah, they against Cal Wheat they pressed and they look pretty good. They got a definite. They got Hay, Jacob, Jordan's little brother, and then they got a Kinsel, and his brother just played a couple years ago. And then Johnson, who started I think he started last year. He's a sophomore now, and they went about 8 deep, and then Sheedak, lanky, he threw down a dunk 4 minutes into that game. It was pretty impressive. North Cedar, it's going to be a real tough test. I'm glad we have them at home, and hopefully we can compete, and it'll be close in the fourth quarter, and we can, make some plays and come out of there with a victory. But
when I see them, I see players that aren't defined like how you guys, in a way. Each of their guys seem to be able to dribble. They can do different things, and it's almost in that sense facing you guys in a way, in a weird way. How do you prepare for a team that has multiple skills? Any of the guys can dribble. Any of the guys can pass. Any of the guys can go down the list.
Well, when we come up with a plan for the whole season, and this is how we're going to attack it, I kind of center a game plan around, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to beat teams like North Cedar and West Branch, and the teams that are going to be top of the conference? I tend to think that Mid Prairie, West Liberty, Wilton, Regina are all going to be very good also. Tipton's getting better, and they got a tough schedule. They don't have anybody. They don't have too many easy games on there, and nothing against L&M and some of the, like West Liberty beat L&M and North Cedar beat Cal Wheat, but I don't think those two teams are on Tipton's schedule. But they'll get a victory this season. They're a lot better. Anyway, we want to center our game plan around how we're going to beat really good teams. So that's kind of how we approach practice. We don't change much from what we've done all leading up to our pre-game practices. And we still want to do the same things offensively, defensively, and in transition. Hopefully that gets the job done.
Well, we're going to have a lot to talk about next week. 3 games and hopefully 3 wins, and go from there. So thanks for your time this morning. We'll be back the same time next week. So see you then.